So let's give my dear friend, Mr. Phil Jones, a giant summit round of applause, my friends.
So good to be here. And when I say be here, I mean I've been here the whole time. Huge gift for me was to be able to arrive here Monday night, see you guys partying, see you guys having fun. Then the ability to be able to sit through Tuesday. Sit in the back of the room, watch you guys take in all the information, watch the other presentations, be backstage, chat with many rock stars, be here Wednesday, now be here Thursday morning, and it's my time. And I'm thinking, because I don't get to do that very often, it made me think about what you experience as an audience member at an event like this. It made me go back to points in time where I remember being in backs of rooms like this when I started my career and wondering what was I thinking. And I tell you what I was thinking is wow, so much wisdom being shared. Anybody else experiencing that? So much wisdom, so much experience, so much knowledge. Could feel overwhelmed to a point, yes? So it had me thinking about that old saying that knowledge is power. Has anybody heard that old saying before, that knowledge is power? Is that true, yes or no? No. No. It is complete and utter nonsense, and I'll prove it to you right now. Show of hands, who knows of something they should or could be doing that would help them grow their real estate business? They even know how to do it, and they're still not freaking doing it. See, it cannot be knowledge that leads to power. It can only be the implementation of said knowledge that leads to power. Well, we should probably look to get to work in some way. It'd be fair to say the industry's gone through significant amounts of change. Your world has gone through change. You would like more change to happen in your world, yes? So knowing that you'd like more change to happen in your world, what needs to happen for change to happen? Change. Funny, right? You want change to happen. Change needs to happen. Do people like change, yes or no? Let's just prove it for a second. Folks, do me a favor, fold your arms for me. No, not that way. Try it the other way. Oh, that's freaking weird, right? Like you're being hugged by a stranger. Looking you I kind of quite like it. Feels nice on me. See, that is one of the simplest of changes I can ask you to make. One of the simplest of changes. But please accept this, that change at best is uncomfortable. You are merchants of change. You are leaders of change. You are helping your customer base go through one of the most difficult, challenging scenarios in their life. So we got to get pretty darn good at how we help ourselves and other people navigate change. See, I've gone through huge amounts of change too. There's one thing I've learned, is that it's inevitable. In fact, if there's one thing I'm certain of in life, and only one thing alone, is that I'm certain that we will continue to face more uncertainty. That is about all I am certain of. So what do we do with that? What do we do with that? What we think about is how do we navigate change? See, because I cannot stop the fact that change is coming. When I think change is upon us, I think of change like it's a tidal wave. If a tidal wave was coming at you, can you stop it? No, you can't. What you can do, though, is you can respond to or react to the fact that the tidal wave is coming. That's the choice you get to be able to make. Cannot stop the fact that it's coming. Now, if a tidal wave was coming, you're faced with three options. Three options of what you can do. No more than three options. Option one, let it wash straight over you. Leave you in whatever state it chooses. Anybody seen that happen with colleagues in the real estate business? Change happened, washed straight over them, left them in an ugly mess. There's choice number one. Choice two, big wave coming, pull out big surfboard. Right? We could ride this wave. We could have some fun. We could call it a good time as opposed to a tough time. That's a choice. Choice number three is you could use the inertia created from that wave to fuel some form of generator, fuel some form of big change. You could use that giant ball of energy to be able to create the change that you're looking for. That too be another change. I'm not telling you how to change. I'm telling you that what you have the ability to do is to choose how you respond to and react to every change that is happening in your world. That is your choice. See, the thing is, every single one of you in this room today can do better today than they did yesterday. They can do better tomorrow than they're doing today. You can do better the next day. Here's what's the coolest thing in the world. Better always beats best over time. Always. So wherever you are in this race, wherever you're at on this journey, whatever you're taking from this event, focus it on you, your actions, and what you need to get better at. Not, oh my God, they're the best. Oh my God, See, these people up here are awesome. I've been a student of success my entire life. And what's interesting about the way that I say I've been a student of success my entire life is I've never been in awe of anybody. Not one. See, anytime I've met anybody that's better at anything than I am, I've never been like, wow. What I've asked is how. How do you do what you do? How do you get to that? How did you go on to be able to achieve this? And I've learned that successful people are pretty darn happy to be able to tell you how they did it, give you the blueprint, give you the playbook. They do it all the freaking time. And success leaves clues. Like, you don't have to figure stuff out by yourself. Success leaves clues everywhere. Being a salesperson is not a bad thing. The perception of being a salesperson is what is the bad thing. So what that means is if anybody, and when I say anybody, particularly a client, a prospect, a customer, says the words to you that you are a great salesperson, that is not a compliment. It means you've been caught. It means you've been caught trying to sell to me. What they're really saying to you is, stop it, please. Stop it, please. See, success in this business isn't applause for our sales skills, right? That's not what we're looking for. What we're chasing is something completely different, and the modern market is making us want to be able to chase something completely different. What we're chasing today? Gratitude. See, if you wanted to learn to be more pushy, more slimy, more obnoxious, better at telling lies, wrong room. But you want to learn how you can get people to say thank you to you more often, pay your fees at the right level, have respect for who you are as a professional in the real estate industry? Well, that's exactly what we're here for. Could it be possible that in many of your critical conversations, the ones that you're having every single day, the other person isn't seeing what you're saying? Could it be possible? Yes is the answer. See, what I've learned quite often is the difference between you and people like you isn't hard work, isn't aptitude, isn't product knowledge. It's knowing exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to make it count. It's finding the right words at the right time. That's what's going to get you success. Yes, the other stuff's important, but today, table stakes. Table stakes is knowing your market. Table stakes is having some form of competence. Table stake is being licensed. There are too many people that are competent. Excellence is achieved when you know exactly what to say. See, no is part of the game. There's nothing I can do to get you past no being part of the game. No is going to be part of the game, and if no's not part of the game, you're playing the wrong game. No will always be part of the game. What we have to understand is, though, very, very, very rarely are they saying no to you. Very rarely. What they're actually more likely to be saying no to is it. They're not saying no to you, they're saying no to it. That's different. In fact, it's almost always true that they're not even saying no to it. They're actually just saying no to it right now. Let's test that for a second. Show of hands in this room. Who has purchased something in the last 6 months they wouldn't have dreamed of buying 5 years ago? Right. Why? Because your circumstances have changed. Everybody's circumstances are always changing. Your job, front of mind when circumstances change in your favor. Your job is that. Rejection is part of the game. What we're looking to be able to do is be front of mind when that opportunity arises. They're not saying no to you, they're saying no to it. No, they're not. They're just saying no to it right now. The biggest reason that you're not asking for the things that you want in life is because you're fearful of rejection. So I figured a great place to start with word examples would be rejection-free opening formulas. How can you invite just about anybody to take a look at just about anything? Can it be completely rejection-free? Would that be useful? Okay. See, if I wanted perhaps you to consider my idea, I wouldn't ask you directly to consider my idea. I'd preface my ask with a simple set of words. I'd preface my ask with a simple set of words, I'm not sure if it's for you. What would your little voice do if I preface the ask with the words, I'm not sure if it's for you? It does two things if we go in slow motion. The first thing it does, it says, well, I'll be the judge of that. Right? Thing one takes full personal responsibility for the fact a decision needs to be made, and that decision is mine to make. There's a second thing that it does here right now. You said it. Curiosity is piqued. You're like, what is it? I need to know. See, by prefacing asks with curiosity, we put ourselves into a position that creates a curiosity gap that makes the other person want to lean in. Would you like another rejection-free opening formula? Okay. Basic psychology check first. Who in this room sees themselves as open-minded? Take a little look around people. That is somewhere near everybody. Pretty sure the other people wouldn't raise their hands regardless of what I offered, like cash, cookies, cake. No, not doing it. Okay, what do we get from that? We get a couple of things. The first thing we get is a piece of knowledge that the whole world likes to see themselves as open-minded. The whole world likes to see themselves as open-minded. They're not open-minded, they just like to see themselves as open-minded. See, we can take that fact now and we can apply it to a principle, a core principle in language, which is the person who is asking the questions is in control of the conversation. So if we take that principle, apply it to that fact, we just created a rejection-free opening formula. So you can now ask the question, how open-minded would you be to? Look how we can use that. I mean, how open-minded would you be to extending your search if it meant we can get you something that was insanely better? How open-minded would you be to just putting a little bit more money down so that your offer stood out a touch more competitively to somebody else's? How open-minded would you be to just exploring some other possibilities outside the existing search criteria? I mean, how open-minded would you be for us having a further conversation before you make your mind up about who you really want to list with? How open-minded would you be to speaking to some of my past clients, my past customers, to help you in your decision-making process? Here is why questions are so ridiculously important. It's because questions create conversations. Conversations lead to relationships. Relationships create opportunities, and from opportunities, you make sales. Here's what I hear all the freaking time from people. I just need more opportunities, I can make more sales. I just need more and more opportunities, I can make more sales. If I had more opportunities, I'd make more sales. Like, you're missing the point. How do you get opportunities? You ask questions to start conversations, to create relationships that become opportunities that lead sales. So the work is here. The fun is here, but the work is here. So here's your to-do list. Who are the people that you should be asking questions of that you're not asking questions of today? It's not everybody. Can't find everybody. Everybody is too many people. You get to decide. I mean it. It's not everybody. It's a lot of people. It's the people you decide. Biggest difference between sales and marketing is marketeers look to get bees around a honeypot. How do I get everybody to show up? Who in this room has had a customer they wish they didn't have? Is that somebody you strategically hunted down and said, I'd love to hang out with you more? Or did they find you one day from your marketing? Chances are one of the reasons some of those people found you because somebody else decided they didn't want them as a customer anymore. Quite literally means you could be feeding on other people's waste. Questions create conversations that lead to relationships that create opportunities. That's where your sales come from. It's another 5-step dance card. Who are the people you're looking to ask more questions of? What are the conversations you know you need to be having that you're not? Where do you have relationships that have untapped opportunities? That, my friends, is where the sales come from. So if we know that questions are the key, I'm guessing that you folks are pretty darn good at questions. If we know that the worst time to think about the thing you're going to say is in the moment when you're saying it, I should ask some of you a question that you've probably been asked before. See what happens. See what happens. So I'm going to ask you a question, and this is Scott. Scott's a great volunteer because he's one of those people that tries to avoid eye contact. So as I'm chatting here to Scott, I'm going to ask you a question you've been asked before, and I'm going to say, Scott, hey, how are you? I'm great. Right? So I asked Scott, hey, how are you? And he says, I am great. So what happened in his little voice? I said to Scott, hey, how are you? And he went, I know this one! I'm great. What happened to the conversational dance based on Scott's answer? So freaking efficient with language. So efficient. Done. Game over. See, that was level 1. Scott knew he had to give me a level 1 answer. He wasn't primed. He just knew subconsciously that he needed to give me the basic level answer. I got like more experienced people here that can help me find level 2. See, if I'm to ask Andy, hey, how are you?
Doing well.
Andy's like, I know this one. Doing well. He still can't get past level 1. People at the back, these are the smart ones. Your name, sorry?
Leanne.
Leanne, hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, you're level 2. Leanne says good. And then goes, oh, jeez, I got to ask a question back. So she just throws me the same question back in the other direction. She says, how are you? How do I tell her I am? Based on the fact that she said that she's good, I tell her I'm good. I just give her back what she gave me, regardless of how I'm feeling. This is what happens. We got to level 2. I promise you there is only level 1 and level 2 of this exchange. It happens every day. There's the only 2 levels. We become so efficient with language, we forget to become effective with language. We shut opportunity down every day with a how are you question. Stop it. There's better ways of being able to play this. We are smarter than that because questions create conversations that lead to relationships that create opportunities. That's where sales comes from. Finishing strong with the 7 minutes I have left. Would anybody like some fun words? Simple words that we can write down, quick stuff we can use? Well, quite often what we do is we just switch a word. Tiny change a word. Tiny change a word makes a massive difference. We call these our simple swaps. And I'll give you like 2 today. One is something I've been hearing on repeat here. Show of hands here right now. Who's looking to recruit people to their team? Right? Please stop calling it my team, 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 my team. I mean, if Michael Jordan wanted to recruit people for the Bulls and said, come join my team, elite performers would say, I don't want to join your team because I want to be a player on the team. Swap the word my for the. In dozens of scenarios, watch more elite performers decide to be able to choose you. Swap the word my to the, watch more elite performers choose to choose you. Tiny, simple swap. Let me give you another tiny, simple swap. Has anybody ever had a client say at a listing presentation, I just need some time to think about it? Like more than twice. It's happened occasionally, right? Just be honest with me for a second with a show of hands. Has anybody ever finished a listing presentation with the question, do you have any questions? Stop it. You may well have been the cause of the objection, I need some time to think about it. And you're going to see this for yourself very quickly. If you say to somebody, do you have any questions, what are you suggesting they should have? Now, if you've done your job well enough, what should they not have? But you've told them that they should have. And then you did do your job well enough so that they don't, yet they feel like they should have. We understand the chaos we created? So what's now happening is they're sat there thinking, I should have questions, I should have questions. I don't know what questions I should be asking at this point. I feel like I know everything. I feel like I'm good, but I don't know the question I should be asking. I'm supposed to be asking a question. I don't know any questions. What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Can you leave me some information? Can you send me a brochure? I need some time to think about it. You made that happen because you created confusion with the question, do you have any questions? Watch how a simple swap changes things. Instead of asking the question, do you have any questions? And play this out with me. Swap the words to, what questions do you have for me? Tiniest of change. Now you say that at the end of a listing presentation. Now what do most people say? No questions. I'm good. Which means they have all the information to make a decision. Which means they've made a decision. Which means you don't have to ask for a decision. All you have to do is to lead the dance from here. You just need to help them understand the next steps. Would you like the words to help somebody to know the next steps? They're the words, so the next steps are. If you're in any way uncomfortable with that, try what happens next is. But if you want to be seen as an expert, behave like an expert. You wouldn't go to the doctor's surgery and tell them all the things that's wrong with you and what you're looking to achieve, and they lay out 15 options and say, what would you like to do? Right? You tell them what you think the right prescription was, you lead the dance, and you assume that because they invited you into their house, because they said to you that they're looking to sell their house, because they nodded and smiled in all the right places when you went through your listing presentation, they're in agreement, which means don't ask them to make a decision, ask them to make a decision that follows the decision. Like, when would be a good time for us to come and take photographs? Like, what needs to happen in order for us to be able to get this ready for market? Who do I need to be able to speak to on your end to be able to make sure we can make some of the adjustments? Because I'll tell you, the second they answer that question, they just said yes to everything else. The second they answer that question, they just said yes to everything else. So ladies and gents, I've been Phil Jones. It's been a huge privilege to be with you here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.